So I signed up to do 10 gigs. And the first one was on the 7th of March, 2014. And honestly, Ollie, it was just like, I've just got to do this to keep my brother quiet. Zero ambition or desire or even inclination that comedy would become a thing. I just wanted to honour those 10 gigs.
Right.
So I could say to my brother that I'd done them. That was March. And then in May, very unexpectedly, my mum dies.
Yes.
In the space of a week. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, just completely unexpectedly.
Oh my gosh.
54, you know.
Wow.
Very young.
Surprise to you guys.
Complete surprise. Kind of the summary of it. On a Sunday morning, we'd gone to Costco.
Yeah.
For our monthly Costco trip.
Nice.
We had a pub lunch in the afternoon.
Yeah.
She complained of back pain that night.
Yeah.
I had a meeting to set up an open mic night of my own, just
right.
for shits and gigs.
Yeah.
She went to hospital that night. They said she had a kidney infection.
From the back pain? From that back pain?
That back pain was from a kidney infection. Went to the hospital that evening. She was in tremendous pain and discomfort. But by about 3 o'clock in the morning, she was like, to me, your face is pissing me off. Can you go home? And I was like, all right, yeah, sure. So I went home. 10 o'clock in the morning, I call her and she's being discharged. They said, we're going to discharge her this evening. She's on meds. Everything's fine. And then at 1 p.m., my dad called me screaming down the phone saying he'd have to give her CPR in the hospital. Put her into an induced coma. By the Friday, she was gone.
Wow.
So my entire kind of world just flipped upside down in the space of a week.
Yeah.
So as you can imagine, comedy is the last thing I'm thinking about.
Yeah, of course.
But all that happened was the gigs that I'd cancelled, the two that I hadn't were competition gigs.
What's competition?
So when you start an open mic, you do 5 minutes.
Right.
And usually there's a few like comedy competitions
to
try and find like the next big act or whatever.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So the biggest one is called So You Think You're Funny, and it's at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
I think I've seen this.
So that's where the final is usually held.
Right.
And they just had a competition heat in New Cross, South London. I just went to honour the gig because I was like, it's in the diary. And I made
a few days after your mum had passed.
No, this would have been like a month after.
Right.
Went to honour that gig, made the semi-final. That was in Edinburgh. In the August, went to Edinburgh to do the semi-final, made the final. Similarly with another gig, Golden Jester, another competition, made the final. And just honouring those gigs, I started picking up more gigs. And in the course of doing that, it kind of dawned on me, one, that I was kind of all right at this.
Mm.
Two, it was taking me away from having to deal with the very sudden loss of my mum.
Yeah.
And three, I was able to like refocus my attention to something else, you know?
Mm.
And so that's what I did. And from there, it snowballed into something I'm passionate about. And now I'm sat here.
Yeah.
You know,
in those earlier kind of gigs and with what you were going through, how was obviously material development must have been new to you at that time, right? And that's now a skill that must be a lot easier for you now. Yeah. But like that material development, when you might be at the show and that's a big distraction and those elements, right? But developing material when you're not in front of a lot of people and you're trying to think about things, etc., and you've got that going on, was that not incredibly challenging to do?
Yeah, it was incredibly hard to do. And I think I flipped between going, do I talk about the fact... You know, one of the big decisions I had to make was, do I talk about my mum in the present tense or the past tense?
Yes. Okay, right? Got you.
And I don't think it was an active bit of thinking on my part when I was starting out as a comic, but some inclination told me that that's what I was doing. There were gigs where within a 5-minute set or a 7-minute set, I would represent my mum as both alive and dead. Right? And so I then went, okay, I don't want to talk about this. It's too hard. I'll just joke about other nonsense, whatever it is. But what was interesting about doing comedy at that time when I was deep in grief is it taught me how to pick topics that I talk about as a comedian and how I am able to separate my own emotions from things that are going on around me. and how comedy for me just became a real safe space. The stage, the 10 minutes on stage, I could truly be myself away from everything that was going on.
Yeah.
And so I think this made me a better comic, having to do comedy while grieving. Weirdly, it's just a weird thing that your brain's able to adjust to.
Oh, I can imagine. And was there a point where you dealt with the grieving, and that makes sense? Or was there, obviously you kept on doing and you built a career in those elements, but surely from 2014, it feels like you maybe weren't dealing with some of it with what was really going on. Did that just pass throughout, or how did that work?
Ollie, I started therapy about my mum's death a year ago.
A year ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Over 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow. What made you start?
What made me start was, I think I was exhausted.
Yeah.
Is the truth, right? And exhausted by, look, I feel very privileged with how good comedy has been to me. Right? And all the amazing opportunities I've had. But it has been pedal to the metal since 2014. And I have been driving up and down this country, and I've been very lucky doing TV gigs and radio, traveling abroad. It has been nonstop. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I just scroll through my Google Calendar from 2014 to now.
That must be cool.
And I just see how the color blocks just get bigger and bigger, and it just looks like chaos. But the chaos reflects a growth in what I'm doing. But I think what happened last year is I'd reached a really settled point in my comedy career. And for the first time, my brain had the space and time to go, oh, by the way, you know the mum thing? You kind of just left it in the inbox.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, you're right. I think I need to do something about this. Because I was scared of derailing how far I'd come.
Do you think if we were doing this a year ago, you would be able to talk about it the way you are now?